there, adventurers, for I am the Panda Lord. Do you accept the challenge of my Pungeon? Just watch your step, because after all, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few legs. 11 out of 10 pundits agree this is a wild and crazy ride, chock full of cruel and unusual punishments. Pledge if you dare, with the dozens of ruthless riddles, pungent creatures, terrible traps, playful prisoners, and magical items to find. Will your wits be enough to defeat me, the Panda Lord? Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing, man?
Hi, Benjamin. Happy Kickstarter Day.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's been
Yeah.
a wild ride, but I'm surprised we funded before lunch. The Pungeon Quest.
Yeah, we're just here.
Thank you, everyone, by the way. This is exciting.
Totally. If you were not aware, we launched a Kickstarter today. We'll post a link right here.
You can
Called
check
Pungeon Quest.
out.
It is an adventure that you can use with any RPG, but it's set in the land of Eam. So there's a lot of puns and funny Eam flavor in it.
Indeed, it's filled with riddles, traps, creatures, NPCs, and even magical items. And now that we've funded the Kickstarter, it's all about hitting the stretch goals so we can add more creatures, traps, riddles, and NPCs and magical items.
Yes.
And, yeah, we're at 38 backers now. Our next tier is 75. So if you haven't backed it, totally back it and share with your friends.
Yeah, so I'm also just going to start drawing some creatures that will appear in the book because there's going to be like over 25 pieces of art. And if we get stretch goals, there's going to be more than that. So
a ton.
So one of the encounters calls for nabber rats, which are little furry thieves, rodents, and I'm going to draw those. James is going to fill the space, the dead air.
I'm gonna ramble on and on and on while Ben draws.
While I draw.
While he draws. And yeah, actually, I'm just gonna hang out and answer questions that anybody has while working on other Land of Eam stuff, because this is what Ben and I do. We hang out on video calls and we make stuff, and it's great. And it's pretty classic. Pretty classic. One thing that I have been doing is catching up on some of the streamers that have been playing Land of Eam, and it is some pretty awesome stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, there is a couple of great Twitch accounts that have been playing Land of Eam, including Perception Studio and Little Red Dot. Is that her?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, Little Red Dot, and she's a great GM. So do yourself a favor and watch her channel because she's great. And if you're a fan of the Muppets, you should check out Perception Studio because I think they just did like a deal with the Wizards of the Coast, right? They're doing like a puppet D&D series where they're going to be Perception Studio is actually playing the puppets.
Yeah, they're the puppeteers. They're not the actors, I don't think, but
yeah, they're the puppeteers, but it's the players' voiceovers. So it's like the classic, we're at the table and then like now in our imagination, and except they're in their imagination as puppets, which looks pretty fun. So they played Land of Eam just a couple of weeks ago, and that was great. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube yet, but Definitely check out Perception Studio on YouTube and Twitch, and you'll get to see some fun Land of Eam action, which we found delightful. We did.
Yeah, for those of us, for those of you just joining, we launched a Kickstarter today, and I'm drawing some stuff for the Kickstarter.
And we launched it for Zine Quest because we're super into Zine Quest. That's how Ben and I cut our teeth, like as creatives early on. We would make like mini comics and zines, and we would go to little zine shows all over the place in California. And we found out about Zine Quest and sort of dropped everything that we were doing to create Pungeon Quest because it was super fun.
Yeah, and we want to get the word out about Land of Eam. You know, it's like
Classic.
it's
Although
classic.
you don't need the Land of Eam rules to play Pungeon Quest. It's system neutral, so you can play it with D&D or any system.
This is true.
Indeed.
This is true.
Pretty classic. Pretty classic. I love the smirks that you put on the characters, Ben. I am a huge fan of the
Costerial smirk.
That's the first time I think you've ever said Costerial about yourself, because I remember you hating it when we would say like, oh yeah, that's so Costerial, and you'd be like, God, I hate Costerial.
I just always thought there'd be like a better one.
I mean, it could be Custonian, but we chose Costerial, sort of.
It's too close to Parksonian.
Parksonian, yeah. It's very Parksonian. I'm happy with Parksonian.
Is the best, though.
Which one?
Higginsian.
Higginsian. Oh, that's right. Because George, if you watch our actual plays, we play every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST with our buddy George, play Land of Eam, and everything that he does is Higginsian. He's the one that fully supports things being Costerial or not Costerial. Oh, it's so Costerial. For real.
Now, bear with me as I, struggle through this design here.
Yeah, he's designing a Nabarat in Pungeon Quest. It's one of the creatures that you can encounter. Little thieving hoodows. What's
definitely a hoodow.
Yeah, I like the hunched nature of the Nabarat. It's it has a very obsequious and cunning look to him. It's look at those feet. He's got those big feet, which are great for sneaking around. I like these. Got some like little wild hairs.
Yeah, the unkempt. The unkempt.
The unkempt. It's not as horrifying as the undead. The unkempt. Just look a little disheveled.
Yeah. Classic obsequious hand positions.
Yep. I like the big grabby hands, because these creatures will steal your stuff.
Yeah, that's their thing.
That's their thing. George's greatest fear is losing any of his items.
Precious items.
Precious items. Every character that he ever plays is a secret golem who is obsessed with his own items. Whereas I, like, no item is dear to me. I can like play without items. Like, it's fun to find them, but if I lose them, it's like, there'll be more items. I will find them.
I sympathize with the item love. Makes it unique.
It's true. Items can really especially in Land of Eam, it can like give you a whole other universe of abilities and powers that you could then use creatively
Yeah.
to solve problems. You know what I mean? It's like the classic advantage.
Yeah, and I loved when Little Red Dot was playing the other day with her group.
Yeah.
There's just like a nice variety of items that they got.
Yep. I laughed out loud when one of them like randomly got the horse armor, like the barding. I thought that was hilarious because
Yeah.
like, the heck am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with this?
We should probably just change it to mount armor.
Even so, like when you get mount armor and don't have a mount, it's like kind of giving someone a present that's also a job. It's like it's like, oh great, now I guess I gotta take
Got to
care of
return
this.
this.
I gotta either return this or I gotta go find a horse. Now there could be like 6 quests to go get a mount.
You got to feed it.
Gotta
Got to
talk to
name it.
Gotta save up so I can go to college.
I'm just going to keep spamming this link here for the Kickstarter. Spam it all day.
Spam.
Go back to the Kickstarter, get yourself a $5 PDF of the Pungeon Quest with, more material to last. Well, it'll last a session, but it may stretch on to 2 sessions, okay? And it'll be well worth the wait. And the cash.
It's wow. Yes. Yeah, at 75 backers, we're going to make a bunch more stuff. Actually, specifically, let me go to the Kickstarter page. Specifically, we're going to add 6 more punny magical items. And at 150 backers, we'll add 6 more punny NPCs, which is my personal favorite to work on. I love working on the NPCs because in the Pungeon Quest, you go through this randomly generated pun dungeon, and as you roll to determine what you encounter, you can either win or lose a key, which is a meta currency, and you can spend keys in various different ways. And one of the ways you can spend a key is to unlock a NPC prisoner who will then aid the party in some way or have some ability that could potentially be creatively useful. And those were really fun to make. And at 150 backers, we're going to add 6 more of those that you can potentially unlock. And then at 250 backers, we're going to add 8 more punny creatures like the Nabarat that Ben's designing right now. And then at a whopping 400 backers, we'll add 8 more punny riddles. So
Now this really isn't a punny creature in itself, but this creature is part of a riddle in the book.
right, which we will not spoil.
No.
We will not spoil. But this is not a punny creature, but a classic part of the riddle matrix, if you will. In the actually, Ben, now that I'm looking at these, this is more than a session. There's like, I suppose you could get 5 keys, but there are difficulty levels that go really high. You could get more keys to try to do it, but just the amount of content that's in the zine alone is, if you were to try to get more than 5 keys or roll poorly, like and just like randomly find yourself trapped like we used to be trapped.
Oh, hey, we got Sandberg in here. Congratulations on the Kickstarter. Just wondering if you were in need of an artist for this project or any other future projects regarding the RPG. Whoa,
that's awesome.
I don't think for Pungeon Quest, but we are working on Land of Eam RPG, which is a much larger project. Pungeon Quest is just a zine. But yeah, I mean, perhaps we could do something. Our budget isn't huge, but
thanks for the offer. That's awesome.
Email us. B at Rickety Stitch and J at Rickety Stitch.
.com.
Yeah, sorry.
RicketyStitch.biz. You know what I mean? Yeah, send us a DM. I love the Are rat tails like oily, or do they just appear to be that way? They're not, right?
I wouldn't say oily.
Fleshy. I remember some time ago I was watching the Bizarre Foods show with what is his name? Anthony Zimmern? Is that who he is? Or
The guy Anthony Bourdain who died.
no, it wasn't Bourdain. It was, I think it's Zimmern. Maybe look, Andrew Zimmern, and he was eating rat, and they had like put the tails into the dish, and I remember him saying that it was like really unpleasant. The rat tails. So the more you know, anyway. But I just thought of that looking at your little wriggly tail there, the nabber rat tails. Okay.
I could imagine that it's unpleasant to eat.
Yeah, it's not appetizing exactly. Nabber rats.
I agree. I agree. So, should there be like multiple Nabarats?
In the example image, like nabber rats, like they work in teams.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea. It's like a bunch of nabber rats scrambling around, stealing stuff, like giving each other alley oops to reach certain spots. It's like cartooné. Nabber rat.
Also got lycanthropes to do. I was thinking about kind of changing that whole idea because there's lichenoids already in the beta,
Mm-hmm.
but like lycanthropes was a better pun, and then like leaning into it more and making them like hulking, plant monsters.
Yeah.
And
Are you
then
thinking
turning
about
into werewolves.
replacing lichenoids or adding a creature of lycanthropes?
Well, maybe shift like calling lichenoid something else because it's already baked, but we just change the name.
It's true. Swamp things.
Yeah,
Things.
ship it.
Ship it. No one's thought of that before. I like the idea of like the hulking plants. Something Rudy. Actually, I love it. But lichenoids have kind of a Moss Man-y vibe from like the old Masters of the Universe.
A little bit.
A little bit. They're not as buff and mossy.
Yeah, they're sort of like I don't know. I honestly had like Studio Ghibli in mind.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Oh my God, there's always this weird guy who drops off packages and just causes problems. Hold on.
Wait, what makes him weird? Tune in, everybody. This weird guy. He's dropping off a package and always makes Bug the dog go crazy. Same guy.
I mean, he just insists on like yelling.
Oh, like, I got like 6 pizza pies over here. You gotta come out here. Like he alerts you every time. He sounds an air
And
horn when he arrives.
and he won't stop until you open the door. Won't just leave it there.
That's bizarre. That's bizarre, but maybe he's like really concerned about his route. Like he doesn't want any theft whatsoever, so he doesn't put up with it. He's like part delivery, part superhuman. That's what I'd like to believe. I live on a back lot, so I never have anyone come to the door, and it's wonderful.
I'm in an apartment complex, so you know.
Yeah. At my old place, like I was there for years and no one would come to the door, but like in about the last year that I lived there, a bunch of like door to door, like drop a leaflet people discovered that the house was there because it was also like in a back lot right behind, well, it was like right behind the old comic book store hijinks.
Mm-hmm.
And no one would go back there. It's impossible to find it from the street. And then suddenly, like Jehovah's Witnesses discovered it, and then I'm getting like pizza flyers and like all that stuff. Like it just was this avalanche. My peace and quiet was destroyed, and that's why I moved. I was like, I can't take this. I can't have pizza coupons stuffed in my door anymore. No more.
It's a bridge too far. Okay.
It's a bridge. They pushed me over the edge. They're lucky I didn't like flip out and like become the Punisher. Just totally outside of society, lose your mind.
Frank Castle.
Frank Castle. I love the nose. Look at that Nabber rat guy. They're like a gang. Nabber gang. Cannon.
They're like the Rat Pack. You know what I mean?
They have spectacular pipes on them too, so they also perform in lounges throughout the Mucklands.
Cannon.
That's all it takes, folks. Just a few strings of funny ideas combined, and it's canon in the land of Eam. For those of you just joining us, Ben is drawing some Nabber rats. These are going to be included in the Pungeon Quest Kickstarter, which went live and funded today. But we're at 38 backers right now. And when we get to 75, we're going to start adding more content to the zine. Because it's zine quests. There's a lot of cool zines, man. I've just been scouring through zines for days. And anybody that loves tabletop RPGs and loves the process of zines, just like the career. I just love zines because they're like small, compact, really focused content. Usually like a little wackier and fun.
Yeah.
And Zine Quest is like just this avalanche of amazing content. And for a $5, you can grab like a PDF filled with cool stuff, art, riddles, traps, NPCs, magical items, just like all those goodies that make GMing easier and fun.
Yeah, you don't want to come up with your own riddles. Okay, that's a headache. Okay.
Let us do that. You know what I mean? And let us make them groany and cringy with puns, because that's what this is, Pungeon Quest. A pun-packed land of Eam adventure. Oh, it doesn't. It does not. It takes place in the land of Eam, but it is totally system neutral, so you can play it with anything. Fits right in.
Yeah. Baked in scenario. You don't have to worry about like leading your players in there. Just drop them in.
Yep. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree.
Yes, sirree, Jimbo.
I am he. I am he. Jimbo. Jimbert. Happy Groundhog's Day, dude.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Like, that holiday just doesn't get the respect it deserves. And
I
so,
agree.
like, for those of us who observe it, um, just like hearing those words is really refreshing.
God. I actually would like to. It's on my bucket list. I want to go to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania for Groundhog Day once, and just like wake up on Groundhog Day and go to the ceremony, and maybe go get like a scone and hang out in Punxsutawney for a weekend, and then leave. That's it is for real on my bucket list to enjoy a full Groundhog's Day and to treat it like it were Thanksgiving or the 4th of July or Christmas or Hanukkah. Like I want to treat it as it was meant to be treated, which is a holy day to to determine if there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Which, I mean, Punxsutawney Phil, he giveth and taketh away, and today he taketh away. It is going to be 6 more weeks of winter.
I
So
welcome
bundle
it.
up, bundle up.
I welcome the cold.
I welcome the cold.
Saris.
We don't really know cold though. Like for us, cold is like the 40s. It's like everywhere else, it's like freezing. It's like 40 inches of snow.
That's true. I just don't want it. I just don't want it to become like 80 degrees next month. You know.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. I've been hot enough. Like I don't need to go back to sweltering heat. It ain't
Swelter.
enough. Swelter indeed. We got some Navarrettes. So Ben, I'm gonna have to jump off the stream here soon because I have an appointment at 3:00 that I've got to join. I've got a remote appointment at 3:00.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna, draw. Probably take my camera off and just draw. People have questions. I mean, there's probably no one here right now, but if anybody has questions, they could just ask me what's going on. It'll be a great time.
Classic. Classic. Well, I'll tune in as soon as I can, and you'll probably be off the air before I am able to jump back on. But until later, hoops, I will I will catch you. All right.
Yeah, dude. If you're on, just hop back in, or
Yep,
if I'm
will do.
still on, hop back in. All right.
Yeah, I'll check it. All right. Peace, bro.
Peace. Hey, dude.
Hello, Benjamin?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh, fancy seeing you here. Sorry, I had my headphones connected to a different computer for whatever reason. I don't know why I switched it, but we got some canker crows over here. What?
Yeah, you get some canker crows.
Cantankerous crows, cackling mean, curmudgeon-y.
Yeah.
Classic. I like their lifeless eyes. It's like a doll's eyes.
They'll kill you.
They
I
will
tell you.
indeed. They will indeed.
Peck your eyes out.
Right out of your brain. You know what I mean?
I do. You know, I'm thinking about just going all black on it. You know what I mean?
Would look cool.
It's a bit of a risk.
Ski. Another layer, though, right? You're not insane.
I don't do layers. No, yeah, it's not another.
It's all or nothing. Okay, what do we got over here?
Just coloring in the black, one stroke at a time. Just anywhere you like. Doesn't matter.
I love it when you channel Bob Ross. It's better when you're like drawing like skeletons of liches, though. Just here's this little lifeless eyes here, staring from the void. There it is. So that's like he's just ready to pluck your soul out of your chest.
It's cute.
Little cute little canker crows. They'll pick your bones clean. They will, but they'll do it with a smile.
So,
I keep muting myself because in COVID world, with the folks that are working from home, there's conference calls that are happening all day, every day, both here and in other rooms. So if I mute myself on occasion, it's because I'm trying to
yeah.
avoid the chatter. But people get it. It's like the backwash of 2020. It's still happening.
Life is just a bunch of backwash, okay?
God. Life is a bunch of backwash. It's a Mountain Dew's end. You know what I mean? That last little swig.
But you gotta down it.
You gotta down it.
Ain't no choice in the matter.
Canker crows over here.
Now these crows, they're the size of horses.
They're huge.
I think they
Whoa.
should be larger than the average crow.
I agree. I wouldn't hate if they were the size of horses because then more nefarious type characters could be riding them.
So I literally sat in silence the entire time. Didn't even try.
John, that's funny. I didn't want to interrupt your monologue when I jump back on. I should be talking to you, honestly. I just keep muting myself to avoid the chatter. And we haven't figured out music yet. I could figure some slow jams or something. Just something really Land of Amy, like
some sludge
Jamiroquai.
metal. Yeah. Goblin Core, maybe.
Goblin Core would be on brand. The Tuba Kings, which will be featured in Rickety Stitch Book 3. Which comes out in April, by the way. Rickety Stitch Book 3 officially comes out in April. It's coming. It's close.
Tis.
Pecking away at a new website. Will feature some new cool stuff for y'all.
Some loot boxes. Okay, we're investing in loot.
There are no loot boxes. Although I do love and find that a concept really funny. It's like, oh yeah. Who are we just talking about that with? I feel like we just had this conversation.
The editors.
Oh, of course.
Land of Beam.
Yes, the editors of Land of Beam. I love it. I love it. Kanga crows, you know what I mean?
I do.
I've been slowly just reorganizing some of the YouTube stuff for our YouTube channel, like making sure the Land of Beam actual plays are all in the right place. And I can't believe how many there are. It's they really add up. Every Saturday. I look forward to it.
It's been half a year.
I know.
6 months.
It's crazy. I am the crow.
James O'Barr. That's who you are then, right?
I'm James O'Barr. No, I'm not James O'Barr. But have you read The Crow, Ben?
Yeah, a long time ago.
It is good.
I think I read your copy.
You read my beat up high school copy of The Crow. It is good.
What I found more impactful out of anything related to The Crow was that James O'Barr interview.
The James O'Barr interview
on the Crow DVD.
The James O'Barr interview on the Crow DVD is haunting. It's haunting. I mean, his I put this in quotes, inspiration for The Crow is such a sad personal story about his girlfriend being killed by a drunk driver that it is this tremendous melancholy associated with that work.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that either. I will never forget that either. Just being like, oh my gosh.
And I want to watch that again now.
Yeah, I know. It's a hardcore interview. I mean, the gist of it is that like this terrible tragic event happened to him, like just horrible, and he was filled with like this tremendous amount of angst and hatred that he couldn't deal with, and just essentially puts it onto the page and generates this revenge story that's like essentially steeped in this incredible like true love of his life that he had. Whoa.
Got a raid?
Thanks for the raid. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Indeed. We're just, we're drawing some creatures, some punny idiom creatures for our Kickstarter for Zine Quest, which is awesome.
Yeah, we just launched a Kickstarter today to play RPGs. I know we're doing art here, but this is art for an RPG.
Yeah, Pungeon Quest on Kickstarter.
And we'll link it here.
It's
so these are canker crows. They are talking crows that kind of harass you in one of the encounters of our RPG.
and if you're not familiar, Kickstarter is running a amazing zine quest for the next several weeks, where a bunch of creators are putting together tabletop RPG modules like adventures and stuff. And so that's what we're doing.
So I got to get these legs right. You know what I mean?
All about the legs. You know what I mean? The bird leg. Ben, I would say that you're quite good at bird legs, right?
I'm a bird leg connoisseur.
You are a bird leg connoisseur. I mean, I think of like Welkins from the Land of Eam RPG. I think of these legs. I think of course, the cackle trees, which you can see. It has those crazy fat legs. You know what I mean? What is
Hey,
this?
you want me to pull these up?
Yeah. Pull up the cackle trees, because it's like those are some bird legs if I've ever seen.
Oh, well, I'll open Photoshop, I guess.
You can cycle through some of the art. Some of the Pungeon Quest art. Pungeon Quest is a adventure module for tabletop RPGs for Zine Quest. We funded it today. Actually, we funded it in like 3 hours, which is amazing. But now we're working on the stretch goals, trying to get to 75 backers. And it takes place in the Land of Eam, which is the world we've created. It's featured in the Rickety Stitch and Gelatinous Goo graphic novel series. But Pungeon Quest is totally system neutral, so it doesn't matter what system, D&D, Pathfinder, or whatever you're playing, you can play the module, and be sure to be filled with a lot of pun riddles and traps and creatures and NPCs and magical items and all that. It was a blast to make it. Absolute blast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. So, a mystery game. Are you coming from an art stream? Were you doing art?
Nope. Just living the dream. Living their best life.
Well, thanks so much for the raid. What kind of stream were you doing? Yeah, well, thank you for helping
Thank
out
you
the
for
little
joining.
guy.
Indeed. We're new to Twitch. This is like totally an undiscovered country for us, you know? birdlegs.com. I like
So
the.
when you said .com earlier to that guy who was asking about the art, I thought you were just saying like .com as you were just now, but you were like saying our emails.
Because periodically we'll just say like .com to each other. So stupid. So stupid, but it's been happening for years. Hey, thanks, Mystery Game.
Yeah, we're actually we actually make comics, so we have a book that's published. It's called Rickety Stitch and the Gelatinous Goo.
Can link
if you
to
want
it.
to check that out.
And we're in the process of developing and releasing a tabletop RPG that takes place in the world of the series. So we've started live streaming our actual plays every Saturday. And the goal is to, later this year, launch a big Kickstarter to promote the full game. The beta version of our game is available for free now with a bunch of stuff. It's available at drivethrurpg.com. .com.
Just like throwing a bunch of links at you, sorry. Just giving you context here.
Yeah. Just some idea as to who we are and what we do. Gagagras. Raw Onage 98. I love the art style. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. We like them. We think they're sweet. All right.
So, dude, I was talking to the people on the Discord in the world builder thing.
Oh, nice.
There might be a game going.
A Land of Eam game?
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you, Mystery Game.
Yeah, we appreciate it. That's awesome that you
best of luck to you as well.
Here. Gonna give you a follow.
Heck yeah. Definitely. We will definitely stop by.
I don't know if any of you ever watch like actual like live plays, like Critical Role type stuff. I'm not saying we're on that level by any means.
Nope.
But what we've been doing is playing like our that we're making.
Yeah, we're sort of beta testing it. Sort of. I mean, we are. We're playing through it to test it with a buddy, and there's a bunch of other folks that are streaming it as well. Like you can check out Perception Studios did a great like Muppet version of the game, and the Little Red Dot did a great great version of the game last week. Yeah, Critical Role is it's fun stuff.
So, James, would you play in that game on Discord?
Yeah, I mean, totally. If they're looking for players, I would love to. Are they putting together a group now? I'll have to check it. I haven't checked it in a couple of days.
I don't know. It was. I just posted something, so it's like in the beginning stages.
Got it.
But one guy said he'd be interested.
Totally. Should ask Little Red Dot if she would do it. She would like be a great GM.
Well, I was figuring that I would just do it since it's like in the Discord and it's like all those people, but
That's true. But more the merrier, you know.
are we able to invite people to those Discords?
I think we can. Hey, Lantern Hawkeye, welcome.
Is that a samurai pizza cat?
Is it? Whoa.
I could be
What?
wrong. So this is how lame we are. We don't know how to do that. We're
Oh, nice. Things are happening. Things are being worked through. Hey, thanks, Raw Ownage 98.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That
Hope
is
you
much
like 'em.
appreciated.
Yeah. There's a bunch of things you could add to Twitch to help with stuff. Yeah, we got to figure out like how to connect our Discord and just like get some bots going.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't know that we're so new to Twitch. We just don't know that stuff. Lately, almost all of our time is devoted to creating comics and games. So, but I want to get more into this because it's really fun, and meeting the community is really fun too. Because everybody's
we're kind of boomers, you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer.
We're old, dude. And
okay, we're kind of boomers. I can't even say okay, boomer without thinking of Kylo Ren.
They won't let you live it down.
That's too funny. That's too funny. Oh, I love it. Love the Nabarats.
Right. Yeah, so switching over back to the Nabarats, which are like rodent thieves in the land of Eam.
Rodent thieves, the land of Eam. Just doing some research over here. Trying to use my brain, but you know, that's hit or miss. Okay. Hit or miss.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, welcome.
For anyone just joining, we launched our Kickstarter today and we're doing some art for it. It's called Pungeon Quest.
It's a pun-packed tabletop dungeon adventure. So if you're fans of Dungeons and Dragons or any kind of tabletop RPGs, Pungeon Quest is a goofy, punny module that's available today on Kickstarter. And it takes place in the Land of Eam, but you can use it for any system. Land of Eam being the... Yeah, there's so many things to talk about, Ben. It's like every time we do a reset, it's like, well, you know, we write this graphic novel series called Rickety Stitch, and we're working on a big tabletop RPG game, and we're running a Kickstarter, and that's a Nabarat. It's like a lot.
I feel like a shill.
Ah, man, yeah. I mean, people want to know what we're doing. We got to say it. I feel like a shrimp. That's what I feel like.
This guy's sort of like a shroom.
Kind of. Like a oily, dirty shrimp. Cavern of the Dwarves.
Trying to get you hooked on another tabletop. Well, if you want to like watch some like, we should, James, can you link like Little Red Dot and Perception Studio?
Yes, I can.
Because I think it's a better example of people playing than us. But
Right.
So our game is like really it allows you to be creative, like make up stuff. Less focused on combat, but there is combat, and it's you know, based on this art, you can see it's kind of a. We like to describe it as like the Muppets meets the Lord of the Rings.
Which is accurate, I think.
Yeah, I would call it a story-based game, but
We'll link.
There's a little bit of crunch to it.
Here's a couple examples of people playing the game and get an idea. Let's see.
Yeah, and
one's particularly fun.
We do have a bunch of lore because we're working on a sandbox, but there's also the aspect that, you know, you can make stuff up and like make it become true in your game, which is always fun. Gets you out of trouble, gets you into trouble.
I can't find the little red dot one for whatever reason. Anyway, that's Perception Studios is a pretty good example. It's super fun because all the players and the GM are Muppets, which is great.
They're definitely worth a follow. I think it's like,
yeah, they've got great stuff. Super funny. Well, they are super funny. Pungeon Quest is super punny. You see what I did there, my dear hoops?
pretty good, not great.
Yeah, I accept that. I accept that. I accept. Accept. Images. I love the inking stage.
I'm just glad I'm not using real ink.
Yeah. I found a bunch of conceptual designs from Rickety Stitch and other projects that I put into a big portfolio. I'm just anything I find now that like is an artifact of the original concept work, I'm putting into a portfolio because there's like a lot of like little stuff that's fun that is inked. Although our concept stuff tends to be really messy. It just goes from like loose concept to Ben Costa making final art direction decisions on stuff, and then it's fully finished in like 2 seconds.
Well,
Like I've got some old junk. I found more Junkmonger images where it's just like a scribble, and it's like the basic concept is there. It's good. I I dig the I really like the nose of the guy behind the guy in the front. It's really good. Gives him a lot of character, you know. It's pretty classic.
yeah. Yeah. Reminds me of can't even think of the name. Like those children's books. It's like a rat guy.
A rat guy.
What?
It's like, you know, it's like Bernstein Bears, but it's a rat guy.
It's sort of like Bernstein Bears, but it's like a brother and sister, and they kind of look like rodents.
Oh, I have a loose memory of this. I actually think I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna see if I can't like find it.
It's probably not even. It doesn't even look like this, but
I know it's the art style was
it's like super 70s art.
yeah. Oh man, there's so many like rat books.
Not Arthur, but it's close to that.
See, that's a mystery game is like on it. I like the first thing I thought of was like the Arthur artwork. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. That's so good. If you've never seen The Secret of Nim animated movie, I recommend it. It's really good. It's based off of Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim by Robert C. O'Brien.
It's Little Critter. Little Critter books.
Oh yeah, totally. I know Little Critter. Little Critter feels like it would fit really well in the Land of Beam. I'm inspired, man. Make more rodent people.
Everyone's a rat.
But Little Critter, he's not a rat though. He's like
It's like a hamster.
what animals are in Little Critter? Many have speculated that Little Critter is a groundhog, guinea pig, hamster, wombat, or porcupine. I always thought he was a porcupine. Just because he's got some like porcupineiness. But he could be a hedgehog, you know? And no, you know, he's not a hedgehog, because hedgehogs have the really distinct like snoop. Is that what that's called? A snoop?
Snout?
Snout, yes, but there's like a
It's kind of hamstery.
I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Snoot?
Size noodles.
Wow. Wow. You win. You win today. You win the game of today. Hoops. Hoops Macosta.
Say dark Star Wars reference.
It is. It's like we're getting some more pledges on Kickstarter today. Pungeon Quest is up to 40 backers. That's
well.
going pretty fast. 75. Our goal is to get to 70. We've already funded it, but our goal is to get to 75 backers today, because then we will add some content to the zine. The first stretch goal is 75 backers, 6 more punny magical items for your tabletop RPGs, which are super fun to do. And then at 150 backers, it's 6 more punny NPCs. And the way it works in Pungeon Quest is that it's like it dice rolls for a randomly generated dungeon, and you earn keys as you succeed going through the different encounters in the dungeon. And the keys are a meta currency that you can spend on stuff. And one of the things that you can use a key on is to unlock a prisoner who has, I keep doing quotes. I feel like it's like so lame.
Unlock a prisoner?
A prisoner? Now I'm going to be doing it ironically for the rest of the stream. But like, you can unlock a prisoner, and the prisoner has abilities that can aid your characters in various different creative ways. And of course, all the prisoners are have got like pun names and pun stories, and you know, so it's those are really fun to make. So all we got to do is get to 75 and then 150, and we've just hit 40. We are fully funded, so the Pungeon Quest is going to be a reality no matter what. Now it's all about how good can we make it. Let's pack it with stuff, you know, pun pack it.
The goal is mediocre. Okay. Now, we can bring it to pretty good.
Yeah, we're always shooting for pretty good over at the Land of Beam stream, you know what I mean? It's decent. It's okay. It's all right.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's literally the best dungeon full of puns that you'll ever come across.
That's a bold statement. That's a bold statement, but one that I'm willing to back up sheepishly.
I mean, are there even other ones? Maybe.
I mean, sure, there's got to be like, but are they as skilled at pungeoneering as we are? Actually, yeah. If you check out Zine Quest, there's like tons of cool stuff. I don't know if it's punny, but There's lots of great modules that are available right
Yeah,
now.
I'm not saying we're the best designers in the world. I'm saying
that
made it-
this is
we've
the
made it
best
work.
version of Pungeon Quest that's ever been made.
Yeah.
I agree. This is the best version of Pungeon Quest that has ever been made. And you'll have to stay tuned for Pungeon Quest 2 in 2022 for more.
Not happy with this leg. This
Ben, a
rat
leg connoisseur, is unhappy with his leg. I ain't happy with his legs. I like that. A little bit of a goofy, jittery look to him. Because, you know, I imagine they're a little jittery.
Oh yeah, he just found a coin and he's super stoked about it. It's like the shiniest thing he's seen in weeks.
It's going to go back to his hoard. Hidden somewhere in the walls of the Punderlord's Pungeon.
I forgot I have another RPG game tonight
Oh, really?
with my other group.
Like right now, tonight, or?
In an hour.
Oh, that's right. What are you guys playing?
We've
At
been
the moment,
playing Monster of the Week,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked to you about this.
which is pretty fun. It's an apocalypse world game.
It's cool.
My character's name is Seymour Bartkowski.
Mhm.
I work
Very
at Radio
Ghostbuster.
Shack.
I love TTRPGs, man. Just characters like that, just plucked out of the ether.
My ex-girlfriend apparently works for the FBI.
And for anyone joining us now, Ben is talking about his Monster of the Week character, not his actual life. My name is Pete Havoc.
I wield dual pistols,
Laser pistols.
laser pistols. Should link that video.
If you ever want to find out what a TTRPG is, watch this antiquated 90s video about it. Gosh, like I feel like I look up that video every couple of years, and it's like it's a chore. I will find it. TSR documentary. Did you ever see the Eye of the Beholder Art of Dungeons and Dragons documentary, Ben?
That's the one about producing all the art,
Yeah, it's like
all the artists.
Yeah, they do deep dive interviews with like all the artists during like both the glory days of D&D as well as like modern. And it is wow,
I did watch that.
I just found the other video. I linked it. It's called Masters of Fantasy TSR, the Fantasy Factory. And it is it is a documentary about TSR pre-Wizards of the Coast from 1997. And it is pretty great and funny and campy.
This little backstory, we watched that off like on TV. It was like Sci-Fi Channel or something.
Yes, we were kids and we watched it on the Sci-Fi Channel. We taped it, and then our buddy Amir accidentally taped over it, and we were like devastated because it was like really funny to us even then, the documentary. I mean, it actually has lots of cool stuff in it, but it's like goofy. It is not like, it is a goofy documentary.
He taped over it with an episode of Mad About You.
Mad About You. Oh, Amir. No, I remember you were really upset, but it was like it was super funny. And now, because of the magic of YouTube, I can just like, I found it because I remembered that I'm pretty sure like it was TSR. It was like a TSR thing. I'm saving this to watch later forever.
Mad About You. I think that makes it better though.
No, yeah, it definitely adds to the story. Because nothing was better than trying to show, I forget, we were trying to show our buddy Darren or Brent, but it was recorded and we were trying to show it to someone else because we thought it was funny. And then when we played it, it like started the credits and then it was an episode of Man About You. Oh. Oh. Oh man. This is a super behind the scenes look at the creative process of Ben and James.
You mean that whenever we work, we just devolve into talking about Mad About You?
That or other things from like the 80s and 90s that we enjoyed as children.
We didn't actually enjoy Mad About You.
That's true. I don't recall ever. I've definitely seen Mad About You, but I wasn't like a Mad About You guy. Like it wasn't like.
That's what makes it so funny that like our friend, our same age, was like super into Mad About You, like Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser from Aliens plays Burke. Which always blew my mind when I saw Aliens. It was Paul Reiser, but they brought him back for Stranger Things. They put him into like Stranger Things because he feels 80s.
Okay.
Deandra says, congratulations on reaching 100% of your Kickstarter for Zine Quest. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's all about stretch goals now. 75 backers. There's like somewhere in the background, there's like this slow jam going on that I can hear, but no one else can hear. And I don't think I can quit the beat, you know?
Uh,
uh, uh, oh. What are you bringing up, Benjamin?
The Nabarat.
Oh, that's cool. Need to figure out these Twitch bots. I don't know what to do. Watch some YouTube videos later and learn how to do it. Because I'm super new. I'm a noob.
Yeah, my brain is just it recoils at that type of stuff.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like that.
Like we could, invest time and like put together, like a nice Streamlabs like overlay and figure out how to do everyone's video. But like what we're doing is just point and click, so much easier. It's obviously more limited, but what are you gonna do?
I don't know, but I'll look into it. I'll look into the bots just so that we can like share things more frequently when people ask. Just because that's I feel like I'm fielding questions from different platforms too. And yeah, they are. There they are. You know what I mean.
Race. So Pungeon Quest is a zine that is black and white. So that's what I'm doing here.
It's the truest sense of a zine.
Yeah, there are kind of a lot of zines in Zine Quest that don't follow the rules.
I did.
I don't really care, but like.
Yeah, I don't care either, but I did notice that.
Has it evolved past the rules or something?
It's possible. I would say that most of them are still following the rules and still like old school style, though. Like at least the dozens that I've been following and checking out have all been pretty neato. I really like the old black and white style. Like the retro-y, but still like upgraded with like modern sensibilities.
Mm-hmm. Modernity is what you're saying.
Yeah. Modernity.
So this Nabarat, his name is Skitch. Okay.
Skitch, the Nabarat. He's a thief.
Of always.
Of always. I knew you were going to say that. Like before I even finished my sentence. The Thief of Always is a great book. You read The Thief of Always, right? Didn't you read that in high school? Which is awesome.
I think I read it in middle school.
You read The Thief of Always in middle school?
It was just in my house. 'Cause I think either my brother or sister had it.
That's awesome. It's a good book. I'm a big Clive Barker fan. I really like his writing. He's done tons of cool stuff. And he's got a wacky YA fantasy adventure called Aberrat, which has got his own art like periodically through it, which is like really crazy and nutty. And then, but it's like such an original concept for a world. It's like this really strange mix of like cute and ugly that exists in this like fantastical archipelago. And it's It's really original. It's just very cool. And of course, he's got his horror stuff like Hellbound Heart and Damnation Game and others, which are all good as well. I've even read like back in college, like I like became obsessed with like reading horror short stories, and he's got a really good collection called the Books of Blood, which are absolutely horrifying. And
Sounds scary.
it is scary. It's very scary and haunting, and like disturbing, but very well done. There's like like Stephen King has a really really funny quote about Clive Barker. I forget exactly what it is, but it's like kind of reads like like a bad translation in a way. He's like Clive Barker. He's like his writing. He's like really good writer. Like it's like he stumbles over himself, be like he's amazing. This guy. It's funny
It's
stuff.
very eloquent. Eloquent.
Not eloquent at all, which is what makes it funny. It's like this guy. He's
It's like good at
pretty good writer. This guy.
writing.
Okay. Oops. Looking sweet, Ben.
Spanx.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
So pretty close. All finishing touches, and
that's the great thing about grayscale art. Just lay down some gray. You're done.
yep.
I'll pull up a page of Stiora, show you what, our comics look like. It's a lot more intensive. It's coloring. It's a little sneak peek right here.
This is actually from a series we haven't like fully announced yet. This is a sneak peek from our Patreon, which is kind of a big deal outside of Patreon. But this is cool stuff. Is there a section in the Land of Eam core rulebook that has to do with the dungeon era?
I think it's just the beginning. Introduction. The sandbox is going to have something bigger, right?
Yeah. Just trying to find that. I know I've written something.
All right.
Hmm.
Nabarets.
Beautiful. One more
Um,
part. Completed the puzzle quest.
so I've been streaming for 2 hours. This might be a good place to stop after completing Nabarets. Before we go, we'll link the Kickstarter again. Good measure.
Yeah, totally. We're trying to get
Major.
our next stretch goal, 75 backers. So any help that you can give would be great.
And if you can't give anything, you don't want to pledge, sharing.
Yeah, no worries.
Sharing.
Somebody you think might like it.
Thanks everyone who came by, especially Mr. Game for rating and everyone who followed. That's awesome. We're going to be playing Land of Eam RPG on Saturday morning at 11 PST. So stop by and see what we do there.
Yeah, if you want to get a sense of the Land of Eam RPG, totally do it. And thanks for everybody that bought books. Gosh, we had some people buy some books.
Yeah, can't thank you enough. That's you made our day. By
Indeed.
coming here. All right. Hopefully, see some people on Saturday.
Indeed.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.